What's up, everybody? Sorry it took so long. Kaylee just got home, so it took her a minute to get everything situated. So we had to push it back a little bit. But who is into ORC? Not sure. I did share this out, Kayla, on my Facebook page, and I spammed it to a ton of different groups on Facebook and everything. Like that, it got shared 120 something times. So it's out there. Like this whole post is out there. So we wanted to do this video to try to bring more light on this. Now, Kaylee is super involved in this. The animals that are in some of these pictures are actually her animals that were taken by this guy and his girlfriend. So Kaylee, I'll go ahead and let you explain what's going on and what the whole situation is.
Okay, so I'm Kaylee, for anyone who doesn't know. I mean, you'll hear Darian call me Callie 99% of the time throughout this stream. I am the original person who reported these people to local law enforcement and made the post trying to get this out there. I originally knew Michael Turland through work, and I essentially trained him for his first security job until he ended up quitting, which I later found out was because he had garnished wages due to back child support, yada, yada. Either way, I thought that I might wind up in a CPS situation for my younger siblings, and he had previous experience breeding ball pythons. I had known him on and off for a couple years since training him. And I essentially came to an agreement that he would board 4 of my snakes while dealing with my potential custody issues and potentially breed my 2 adults together to kind of recoup some of the money for caring for him. I did offer at any point in time if he needed monetary, anything to take care of him. So it was supposed to be very open communication, which it was at first. Long story short, he had my animals, fell off the face of the earth, and up and disappeared. A few months later, after not being able to find any contact, not being able to reach him, filed a police report with Mojave County Sheriff's Department. And from there, as they say, the rest is history. For anybody who hasn't followed the case, they were able to get into the property of the home where I had originally dropped off my 4 animals. And that is when they found over 200 animals found frozen alive in a deep freezer on their property. The house was a complete disaster. There were feces everywhere, rats everywhere, and it was just absolutely insane. The 2 animals that they found did belong to me were my 2 Argentine BCO boa constrictors. It was very upsetting. My adult male was just my pride and joy. From there, I was able to trace them back. I was able to find other people they had stolen animals from, boarded animals with, that they had also killed in that situation. And 2 of my snakes were still unaccounted for. I had 2 BCI, just common boa constrictors, adults that were missing at said point in time. I provided all information to police, and they eventually found the property out in Michigan and were able to raid that property as well, after video footage came up of Brooklyn Beck and Michael Turland in a grooming salon in Michigan, strangling and crushing the trachea of a senior dog and killing it on camera. From there, they were originally taken in for questioning, and in doing so, they seized over 206 animals from that property, only 106 of them being living. And that's where we are.
Let me show this picture real quick, because this will kind of bring this into a little bit more of a perspective. So it's not just Michael Turley; it was his girlfriend as well, which is, what was her name? Brooklyn
Beck.
And these are the animals, guys. This is just some of the very many. If you guys look in the photo towards the left-hand side, those are all the frozen animals that they found out in Mojave County, out here in Arizona. Sadly, a few of the animals that are right there on top did actually belong to Kaylee here. And it's very upsetting, guys. I mean, if you look at the dogs that are emaciated, the horse in the picture, I believe, is the one that they stole. from the custody of
That's not the Clydesdale. That's another horse that they had in their care that nobody knows what happened to it, and they believe that the foal had died.
Jeez. And then there's the birds. There's tons of animals, guys. Like we said, there's so much
The bird was
that
found frozen alive. You can see in the garbage bag the faint hint of pink. That was from its undercrest. The largest snake in the photo on the left-hand side, my Argentine male, was found deceased, coiled up, very tightly coiled. The dogs are previous animal cruelty charges that she faced in Utah in her teens. She has a history of animal abuse, and she's already been legally banned from owning animals in a good portion of Utah.
So I'm gonna get that off camera because that's pretty disturbing to see, guys. What's up, Ricky? Yeah, this is and Kaylee, I do apologize for keeping that up there. I know that your animals are right there on top, so I know this is a little sensitive for you.
You're fine. I mean, like I said, like I told the sheriff today, regardless of what happens and what animals are there, I will be doing everything in my power to bring them all to Arizona and find them permanent homes. I'm pretty much hoping for the best, but expecting the worst on this, especially after further news I received today.
Right. So we've been following this court case pretty closely, guys. It's upsetting that it's getting swept under the rug by social media, or like not just social media, but media in general. Nobody's covering this. When he first was brought up, she was the one that contacted everybody. She got them all involved. So that's how the news coverage really started going underway, was because of Kaylee. She got a hold of everybody and got this whole ball rolling. So it's pretty insane that she did most of this legwork. And not to mention that now we hear in the courtroom, and just today, or what was it, today or yesterday's court case or court hearing?
It was today's court case out in Antrim County, Michigan, for Brooklyn.
And that was Brooklyn Beck, correct?
Yes.
I want to make sure I'm right with everything because I know you're way more involved and invested in this than myself. You know, these were your animals. That a lot of these happen to, and it's really upsetting, and I my heart breaks for you having to go through this. And I know it's upsetting for me to see this and see that Mojave County being the main state where the majority of the animals were found, and they're doing absolutely nothing about it. They're dragging their ass and doing nothing, to the point to where the courtrooms in different states are complaining about Mojave County, stating that they're dragging their ass and doing nothing. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Are you able to explain to the people what all is going on with that?
So out here in Mojave, it started off rough. Just trying to file the stolen property. For anyone who doesn't know, animals under the law are considered property. I went to Mojave County. Mind you, I live in Phoenix, Arizona. The drive to Kingman is about 3 hours one way. I originally drove out there and spoke to an officer named Officer Wigshide. He seemed very interested in the case, and I pointedly told him I understand that these animals are considered property, but this is the agreement that I had, and I need to file a police report on this case. Even if there's nothing that can be done, I need the police report so that if I file a civil case, I have it. He seemed very understanding. He asked me to send him all the information through email, which I did, photos of all my animals, all the details, et cetera, et cetera. And I was supposed to have the police report number sent to me as soon as possible. I left Kingman, came back home, and it was almost a week later that I messaged him asking for the case number. Would not respond, would not give it to me. Finally, I decided to drive out there again. And in total, I drove out to Kingman 3 times trying to get this police report made. The third time I told the front desk receptionist I was going to file a grievance, he called me back within 5 minutes, filed the police report, or said he was going to file the police report, and I never received it. After calling his supervisor and threatening a grievance once more, his supervisor was the one that completed the police report and gave it to me. Now where we stand is I have provided all evidence possible for this case to the prosecuting attorney and to the courts. I have video and photo evidence that Michael was staying out of state, going against his bond. Mind you, at this point in time, Michael has broken his bond 3 separate times and has been released each time. So we're looking at 3 bond violations, not including the multiple that I sent that should have been violations. He was given orders not to leave state. He's currently in Utah at Brooklyn's father's house. And I have photographic evidence that he showed up to court in his vehicle with license plates that belong to his girlfriend's truck out in Michigan when their court order is that they cannot have contact. Kind of hard to do when they're both staying at each other's father's homes. Now, Michael Turland has a history of domestic violence. His own mother has a restraining order out on him. This man has a history of stolen valor. He has told everyone since the dawn of time that he is an ex-Marine, which anyone who is military understands that you never call yourself an ex-Marine. Once military, always military, and at most you'll say you are retired. I was able to pull up paperwork from multiple military databases, and no record of him ever serving or attempting to serve have ever come up. But according to him, he suffers from PTSD from war. This has been long-standing, and I've sent all this information to the prosecuting attorney out here. During the case, my name was brought up in the beginning court case multiple times as being the person who called this case in and filed the initial report. I have never once been questioned. I have not been called into question. I have not been subpoenaed. Neither has the property owner, who was the first person that found the animals. Neither was the Emily Still Black, who runs Feral Cat Warriors in Kingman. Michael on body cam said that she is the one that gave him the dogs. The dogs were at end of life, and she said if they died to put them in the freezer. As far as I know, Mojave County has not so much as scanned the dogs for microchips, and they've not reached out to the person who supposedly gave them the animals. These dogs were, for the most part, healthy. You could see signs of struggle. They were in garbage bags, and the bags had shown signs of tearing. One dog was a puppy, seemed to be a shepherd mix, severely emaciated, young, definitely not towards the end of life. The other dog was an imperial poodle who seemed to have been freshly shaved and groomed, but covered in feces and also skinny. The third seemed to be a shepherd female adult, severely emaciated, but showing obvious signs of pregnancy. Not including the plethora of snakes, there were ball python eggs that were peeping, just barely starting to hatch, frozen alive. Michael Turland originally was looking at 94 felony counts of animal cruelty, neglect, and abandonment in the state of Arizona. His charges are now down to 2 misdemeanors for admitting to putting rabbits in the freezer alive. Brooklyn Beck has not been called into question either. She is the one on body cam who Michael said point blank that she's the one who told him to do it, and it was her idea. So he's down to 2 charges. The prosecuting attorney, Rod Albright, will not return my phone calls. His assistant will forward me and immediately hang up. I've sent multiple emails that he will not respond to. And as we've seen with the court appearance today for Brooklyn Beck, they have no knowledge of Michael Turland because any of the discovery coming out of Arizona, they will not share. The prosecuting attorney, the judge, so on and so forth, has said they've tried reaching out to Mojave County multiple times, and they have been incompliant.
And this is why, guys, and I don't mean to cut you off, Kaylee. I know you can keep going for a while on that, but I just need to, this is why we need to bring more coverage into this. We need to start sharing this out because it's not getting broadcasted anymore. They're sweeping it under the rug. These people are getting away with torturing and killing these animals, and nothing is happening to them. They're basically getting a slap on the wrist, and that's it. I mean, if the picture in front of you does not piss you off enough, to actually share this out and get this going, which I know a lot of people here are, but I mean like after the fact, everybody that's in here, I know you guys are all setting this, but this is ridiculous. The Mojave County is doing absolutely nothing to help these fucking animals, and it's ridiculous. I mean, and if I don't, and correct me if I'm wrong, but weren't we talking, and you were stating that somebody was stating they were digging holes? I think it was one of the neighbors. They were digging holes in the backyard with a backhoe, and were seen throwing bags of trash in the ground, and then it most likely was probably more animals that have yet to be discovered.
So, in the court appearance, he pointedly told police that he was told by Emily Still Black that it's illegal to bury animals in the state of Arizona. That's why he froze them. And I have had multiple people come forward. I've not been able to prove any of this. This is hearsay. But I've had multiple people come forward and say that he did borrow a backhoe at some point in time, dug holes in his property, and they don't know what they were used for. So, mind you, PD has not investigated the yard. They've not done anything. They're not interested. And I wholeheartedly believe that if Wigshide would have been on duty the day that the day that the animals were found, he would have simply shown up and told them to, where to dispose of the bodies. Thank God I had a new recruit who is a greenhorn, who's great at his job and wants to prove himself, because otherwise this case would have never seen the light of day.
And so I contacted Fox 10 News, which is a big station out here in Arizona. For those,
I have interviewed with them in the past as well.
So they actually knew who you were when I talked to them, because I let them know. I was like, this is what's going on. You guys have done this before. And they already had your info, but they wanted to make sure that it was updated, and they had your old phone number. So they said that they tried reaching out to you once before, but I don't believe them. But
I mean, if they're going based on white pages or anything, my old phone number is the only one listed.
It happens, but they said that they're going to send all this new information and everything going on, and they're going to send it to the news team, and then if they move forward, keyword apparently was a big if, and she made sure to tell me that as a big if, which I think is fucked up, but she said that it's a big if, and if they do take it, then they will contact either myself or Kaylee. And also, don't get used to me calling you Kaylee. I'm just being professional today.
Yeah. Any of the small-time news stations, any of the small-time news stations that I've reached out to anywhere in Mojave County, or particularly in Kingman or Golden Valley, they have kept up on the case. They're familiar with the case, but as soon as I mentioned that I didn't like the handling of Mojave County, they would back off. Of course, they're worried about backlash. Now, when it comes to the prosecuting attorney, Rod Albright, this is a long-standing issue. I can't get him to answer any questions. I can't get him to respond to me. And I had to call his supervisor and threaten to, file a grievance saying that I wanted to speak to him. And only then did I get a phone call the next day. I missed the call, and I've since then been trying to call him back and leaving messages. And again, I'm being ignored. I'm sure, even the newspaper articles that I've reached out to that wouldn't take this case have downright said that he's just old, he's stuck in his way, and he's riding out till retirement, which I wholeheartedly see. He's trying to fluff me up and get me comfortable and, satisfied until he throws this case into the mud. And mind you, I don't need much to happen in this case. I understand it's only the two animals, and I'm no longer considered a victim because the two animals being tried for are not mine. But if he so much as gets found guilty and has to serve community service hours, he will be facing charges in Utah for assault of an officer and obstruction of justice. He's already on probation when these charges came forward, and so long as he's found guilty to any degree, he'll be looking at quite a few years in Utah. That's all I can hope for, because I have no faith in Arizona taking this seriously.
And that's the big issue, and this is why I wanted to push this, and I want to make sure to try to get everybody to come together to push this. I know there's plenty of fights for animals right now, especially reptiles, things going on in Florida and stuff like that. But this is a huge, huge issue I mean, it's not just, that just reptiles that are, that where everybody should just be mad that it's reptiles. I mean, it's dogs, there's cats, there's exotic birds, there's tons of animals here that these guys neglected, abused, tortured, and then killed. And it's fucking ridiculous that they're just sweeping this under the rug. And to have the news coverage tell me that, like, oh well, it's a big if they take this because it's not relevant, was bullshit. It's 100% bullshit. And then for Mojave County to do absolutely nothing about it, be honest with you guys, I called them today. The second I said his name, I got hung up on. And I was pissed. So I'm not a big name by any means. I don't claim to be a big name, anything like that. But I did use my influence when I called back and stated who I was, told them to look up my channel, or different Facebook, Instagram, whatever. We're on a couple thousand on each page except for this one. When I told them that, shit changed pretty quickly. So their attitude changed pretty fast once they told that they're going to have a few thousand phone calls if they fucking hang up on me again. So I was told I'm going to get a call back from some sheriff, Doug or Doug or whatever the hell his name was. And
mind you, I've tried setting up an appointment with that same sheriff, and I've not received a call back.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I think it was a runaround. But if we can make enough noise, get enough people involved in this, shit will have to be taken seriously. There is no sweeping it under the rug when we have thousands and thousands of people sharing this out, talking about this. It's not something that they can sweep under the rug at this point. And I was talking to breeders in Arizona about this, and they didn't even know about it. And this is local to Arizona. Over 200 animals are found dead in just Arizona. 100 more in Detroit. I say Detroit, but I believe it's just Michigan. I don't remember the exact state.
Antrim County, Central Lake.
So easier just to say Michigan.
Yeah. And the thing is it's just absolutely insane the runaround I've been getting. I'm a nobody. 90% of you have never heard my name. I'm not huge in the community. I'm on all the pages, and I'm a lurker. I have very few reptiles of my own, and even less than that I work with regularly. But this isn't just a reptile issue. This is dogs. This is birds. This is turtles, this is tortoises, there's an animal in here that every walk of life has love for. And the fact that it's been swept under the rug this way, and the fact that I'm being treated like a nuisance when I'm the one doing the investigative work to try and get this situated, is absolutely insane. I've sacrificed a good amount of my life getting this information, getting the background checks done, and locating these people so that this doesn't happen again. I mean, Brooklyn Beck is a dog groomer, and Michael is posing as one to work with her and getting money on the sly under the table because he owes child support. Now, you're talking about people to where she's out and so is he. How easy is it, even though her bond says she can't be within 100 yards of any living animal, how easy is it for someone to casually mention that they breed or they groom dogs and, oh, hey, you have a good deal on it, let me take it to you because I don't know who the hell you are. And Michael, I could see doing the same. They have a history of boarding animals and trying to steal them. They have a history of trying to flip other people's animals. This is a longstanding issue. If you're not upset about the dead animals, then be upset about stolen valor. If you're not upset about that, be mad about spousal abuse, domestic violence, child endangerment. This man has a history. These are two serial killers in the making, both of them with a history of violent crimes and animal abuse and cruelty since their teens. And this man used to be a volunteer firefighter out in Alaska.
Kayla, and that's actually my goal right here, Kayla, is that I want more people involved in this. I need this to be shared out. We need this We need this to go as far as possible. So if we have to do a green wave movement, I think that would be fantastic because it sounds like that's the only way anything is going to get done. Mojave County absolutely does not care. They're at this point, they've made it clear this is an open and shut case. They don't care. They're not doing anything about it. Now we have Michigan stating that they're dragging their ass, and now that's causing them a harder and longer process
to release
and
these
making it more difficult for the animals because the animals they are being taken care of, yes, but they're, from my understanding, almost at capacity to where they need these animals placed. They've had them for a long time. They've gone through so much money to take care of these animals to get them back to health. And it's not just reptiles. This involves every aspect of the hobby, whether it's
you're
reptiles,
talking about a Clydesdale,
birds,
55
horses,
chickens, rabbits, dogs, you name it. And
whatever they could get their hands on.
Yeah, and this is a small county. This county, their animal care and control, on average, gets about 300 animals per year. They took in over 100 overnight.
Is insane.
They went through their budget in the first 3 months, and they're being run by the sheriff's department. This whole animal control only has 2 employees, and thank God that one of them is actually familiar with reptiles. So now it's a waiting game. My animals are being held as evidence, and until they're released, which they couldn't do because Mojave County would not provide them the proper information they've been requesting for 6 months, 8 months, 9. They've outright said that Mojave County will not work with them.
So yes, the results probably would have been different, but then again, maybe not, because there was horses involved, bunnies, rabbits. There's tons of different things that were involved here. They just don't care. And the thing is, it's not just 1 or 3 dogs. There has been multiple dogs found there with this issue. There's still more yet to be found. This is just what they had in the freezer. They haven't looked in the yard. They haven't gone over and tried to find anything else. Like, I guarantee you, when he stated that when he was told it was illegal to bury them, that means he would have had to bury a ton of them and then tell somebody, and then somebody tell him that it was illegal to do so. So to borrow a tractor, dig a fucking big hole. I mean, you're digging a big hole with a tractor. No way. There's no way you're digging a little hole with a tractor. You'd have to get a tiny, tiny tractor. And besides the point, there's more animals yet to be discovered from just there. Who knows how many they threw in the trash can and that got taken off to the dump. This is just what we found so far. And at this point in time, there is over 300 dead animals already that have been reported on multiple state levels. Arizona, Michigan, Utah. This is ridiculous. And there's not enough coverage on it. He was killing snakes. Shake my head. Yeah, look at the picture right in the middle. Look at the picture. That's his freezer that they found in Arizona. That's his freezer, and I'm only keeping it up because there's a ton of people popping in and out, and I know they're not in the reptile community. But the picture is his freezer. That's the way the police found it. They opened it and took a picture.
This is all evidence that I have that I've dug up. If you're not into snakes, you're not into reptiles. I have photos of the dogs that Brooklyn starved. If you're not into dogs, I have the photos of the bird that was also found in that same freezer. And if that doesn't do it for you, what about domestic violence against women? This man, I also have been able to link him down to statutory rape with assault of a minor back when he was, I believe, 21. And his girlfriend at the time was 17. He bashed her head in and gave her neurological issues. And he has a child born out of rape from that case. This man has a history of violent crimes, and he's not been held accountable for any of them. And Mojave County is not interested in being the catalyst for any of it. They want to brush it under the rug and not deal with it at all.
Yeah, 100%. And you're getting a lot of love in the chat as well, so I'm gonna bring some of these up for you.
I appreciate
Levi.
it.
Joe Opio. So Levi
comments.
is asking, have you reached out to Sheriff Joe Opio? He's the one that started MASH unit out here in Arizona. When the MASH unit basically deals with dogs and cats and stuff.
Yeah, I worked with the Maricopa County Superior Court Security, so I'm familiar. I work right across the street from them.
So have you reached out to them and see if
I
maybe
have
there's something
not.
they could help with?
I haven't reached out to the MASH unit. I should. I will probably go down and talk to them Monday. I also need to reach out to Sheriff Joe, definitely. There's so many grounds to cover, and I feel like I've spread myself and reached out and had so many dead ends that I don't even know where I've gone and where I haven't anymore.
It's all good, Sirkin. I appreciate you showing up. Sorry I missed your live. I saw a little bit of it. No idea. What did Kayla say? I'll chat with Christina and see what we can put together on this. Yeah, we're gonna get a lot of people involved in this, and friends of some local law enforcement. I'll reach out and see what powers that be get involved with y'all. Yeah, and that's the thing is we need coverage on this, guys. That's why I'm doing this. This needs more people involved. This is insane. I mean, here, look, there's still a lot of people popping in. So you see the one picture that's here in the middle between her and I. Here's the whole thing that I put up. So there are the snakes on the left-hand side. One of the dogs, the one person in the middle, that is Brooklyn Beck. That is the girlfriend of this guy. And I mean, you guys can just see all the animals that these guys have been abusing. There's the exotic bird right there on the right-hand side that was frozen alive. I mean, guys, this is ridiculous. There's so many animals stuffed into this freezer here, and on a bigger scale, I mean, you can see the rabbits, you can see the snakes. I mean, this is insane, and you can tell. And the sad part is, you can see looking at these snakes. There's at least one or two of them that were put in that freezer alive. There's no way that those things died in that tight of a curled ball. They froze that way, and that's the fucked up part of this whole thing. Is these guys just get off on abusing animals and hurting them? This is ridiculous. I mean, to videotape his girlfriend strangling a freaking dog is ridiculous. And then to post it on top of that.
So it actually wasn't them that posted it. It was the security footage inside of, essentially the story with that. A lady purchased the grooming salon that Brooklyn was working at with Michael.
Okay.
The previous owner came forward and showed her the video footage of Brooklyn killing the dog because she wanted to let her know, because Brooklyn was trying to keep her job at that location. The lady said immediately, "Not a chance in hell. You're lucky you're not in jail." And I was able to reach out to a couple others who had also seen the photo or the video, who have sent it to me. And it literally is Brooklyn Beck holding this small, older senior dog by the leash, because the dog's not standing perfectly still for grooming, strangling it by the throat, crushed its trachea, and Michael coming up and cleaning the feces off the grooming table after it had released its bowels. And that's only one of the dogs. That's not including the dogs that are in Grand Traverse and other people who came forward who had their dogs dug up after being buried and tested, and had the autopsy results say that it was all conclusive that all of them died of a crushed trachea and signs of strangulation. So this isn't one dog. This is multiple. And I have multiple people coming forward, even in Arizona, who say that their animals came back traumatized and acting strange and bloodshot eyes, coughing blood, wheezing, issues after the fact. And this is all just now coming to light.
See, so there's doing this coverage, guys, is getting more people, more victims that have been through this, involved in this, as well as we need more coverage. I mean, obviously, the only way this is going to get anywhere is if we get more coverage on this. And what's fucked up is, after this was aired on, I think, like 4 different channels on news coverage, this is I believe this is the post that Brooklyn made, right? The The one with the fire emojis behind it?
No, so I'm trying to connect
This one.
them to Brooklyn Beck as well. So this is Heather Blanchard. It's one of the ladies out in Michigan who started posting this, and anytime that I would post the screenshots of her, because House of Floof was Brooklyn's grooming salon. When these crimes came forward, everyone boycotted the salon and it was shut down. And this lady was downright attacking anybody who spoke out against House of Floof or Brooklyn. And so this has just been a long-standing issue. And I've had her cuss me out in comments telling me to leave her the hell alone. And it's just been nonstop attacks. Like anyone who is affiliated with these people because there are people that even Brooklyn and Michael have told me point blank gave them majority of their business, that just me, posting photos or doing anything have sent me a cease and desist. Like I'm not proving fact. So I'm already being attacked. This all just happened today. It's been nonstop, and I'm not posting anything that's not factual. This is all public knowledge. This is all stuff that I found that was either already made public or stuff that I found from people who dealt with these legal cases against them and can prove that it's.
Oh yeah, I'd love for somebody to try to hit me up with a cease and desist type thing. I would love that.
I had a nice chuckle when I got it, because I was like, dude, I'm not stopping you from getting business. I didn't even post your name.
Well, I have a family member who is technically a lawyer, and not technically, he is a lawyer out here in Arizona, and he is actually.
I would love a response, because I'm trying to figure out how to go after.
I'll talk to him. He represents me if I ever needed it, so I would absolutely love for somebody to try to pull that shit with me.
Because these people literally sent the cease and desist, but their attorney clearly did not check for facts, because this lady has sent cease and desist and has lost every case she's taken to Kingman Court and has lost thousands already. So I would love for her to try something, because she's already threatened me in every single comment that I've posted. Like all my most recent Facebook posts on all the groups, her husband's already commented on all of them, threatening to sue me.
Yeah, people can make threats all they want. I feel like a lot of people don't understand the concept of how lawsuits actually work, how slander actually works.
The funny part is, I'm sure she paid $300+ just for this like flimsy piece of paper. It was kind of hilarious. I was definitely enjoying myself. So House of Floof was their grooming salon out in Michigan. They ripped off a lot of people in Kingman before fleeing to Michigan by telling people that their original grooming salon, Gotham Grooming, was going to become mobile. So they had already ripped off a bunch of their old clients, telling them they were taking donations to start their mobile grooming business and that they would pay them back with grooming services. So there are multiple people that would absolutely get into a class action over this, because they're out. Some of them, I think one of the ladies is out like $7,000 or something.
That's insane. Yes, Emily is asking, please tell me they don't have custody of any children. This just makes me ill. And I believe the same thing. That is ridiculous.
So if I recall correctly, Michael actually has 6 children.
Jesus fuck.
One of them being the product of rape for statutory back in his younger years when his girlfriend was underage. Also left her with a mental handicap from bashing her head in with a baseball bat.
What the fuck? This is just all starting to add up. Like, I mean, I'm so sorry for her, but this dude needs to be like put down him damn self. Like, what the fuck? This is all serial killer vibes, and you're telling me he's got rape under his belt, he's got fucking bashing in a lady's skull with a fucking bat? Like, what the fuck?
This is not the lady and the child out of rape. Mind you, this case did not go to court, but she has come forward to me and shown me enough evidence based on her story and the age of her daughter that I find it believable.
What the fuck? Like, I'm normally very professional, but that just blew my... I mean, like, what the hell?
So Michael Turland is currently out. He was released just 2 nights after being picked up initially on a $3,000 bond. That's when he had 94 felony counts still. They lowered it to $3,000. He got out for $300. He was picked up for a bond violation, had to pay the full $3,000, had another bond violation, lost the $3,000, and posted another. So he is currently out. He is not residing in Arizona. He is illegally residing at Brooklyn's father house in Irvine, Utah, which I have photographic evidence that I've already sent to the prosecuting attorney, who's not interested.
Kayla is House of Floof a mobile business or a business at someone's home?
It is a salon set up in Michigan in Central Lake. It's already been shut down. She also was running a kennel
Miss Mary.
for breeding. She was breeding Labradoodles, and she was breeding Belgian Malinois, but I mean, you could already trace back their history, and she's inbreeding brother and sister, trying to just make a quick buck. So she's breeding genetically unsound and non work driven animals.
Kayla said, I just looked it up on maps and couldn't find it. I'd love to know the address to see how close it is to me.
Trust me, I have all this information. Give me 2 seconds and I'll have it.
Okay, that's got to be a private message. That one is a cease and desist.
Yeah. The House of Floop has already been shut down, but I can send it to her. Oh no, where'd he go? He died.
Sorry, hit the wrong button. I hit back. I went to scroll the comments and it's like, oh, nope, back. Anyways, no, yeah, address, that does cause a cease and desist order.
Yes, that's what do they call it? Phishing?
That's kind of like if somebody was to
doxing.
Go,
it's doxing.
Yeah, it basically, if somebody was to go and start some shit over there, like, and it turned into a violent crime or something, then it would become an issue.
Yeah.
But if it is public record, like they have a business page or something that has their address.
They had a business page. I have screenshots of their business page. It was
public knowledge. Then that's perfect then. Yeah, yeah. If you have the business page that has the address on it, you're golden. Yeah. That you can, because that's public record.
See, I told you, I got all of it. I got documents for everything. I keep tabs. I keep all the seats.
Said, wait, let me see. Miss Mary, hi. I know I said hi before, but I wasn't sure if you were here. I would make sure to say hi to Miss Mary. Actually, awesome to see her here. Public record business, exactly. That's the Kayla. You already know. That's where I was going with that. If it's a business and they have it posted on their page, then you are more than welcome to shout out that whole address in this live. I have no care. But if it was an address to their home and they didn't put it on their business page, that's when you cross the line of harassment / something else.
Then you start doxing.
Yeah, that one. So there's quite a few things where that comes into a whole debate. Well, not debate. That's sort of a law thing. But you know what I mean. If they put their address as like say if it's a in-home grooming and they put their address on the business page, you can post it then because it is on the business page as public info.
Yep, I'm just finding it now. It's a bit of a process. There's a lot.
If you have it screenshotted or screenshot it and send it to me via Facebook, I can put it up here for everybody to see.
Okay.
Just DM me later. No worries. We don't have to go or that far. No. But yeah, it's all this needs more public. You know, we need more people involved in this. Obviously, what's happening now isn't working. So if we don't get more people involved, then there will be absolutely no justice for these animals. I'm seeing a ton of new people in here. So for those that are just tuning in and have no idea what we're talking about other than just reading the caption and showing up, this is what we're talking about, guys. These people basically abused and mistreated these animals to the highest extent, to the point of death, and froze these animals alive in the very left corner. You know, and there's so much wrong with this that it's not okay, guys. I mean, look at the dog. Now, I'm all for dogs being slender, but seeing ribs and everything, that's just emaciated. That's 100% emaciated. There's a fine line to being healthy working dog and obesity. And the sad thing is we live in a obese animal keeping. I mean, you know, people think that the animals need to be super fat to look healthy, and that's not. You know, you don't see that in the wild. And it is what it is. But that's a whole different topic. This here is just heartbreaking. These guys literally just were out to kill these animals, and it's seriously just serial killer shit. This is literally what this is. This is horrible. It's horrifying to look at. You know, and I have to share it because this is the severity of what we're up against, guys. This is what's going on, and this is what they're getting away with. It's not like they're getting a slap on the fucking wrist and being like, bad, why did you do that? Oh, because you're fucking crazy. Okay, well, you get to go home. Like that's it. They're out on fucking bond. They're still breaking bond by being around animals, and
leaving
you know,
state
who
lines.
knows what they're doing now to these fucking things. Like, this is ridiculous. Over 300
Doug,
dead
so
animals.
sorry, Doug, those animals are not whippets. Those are actually Belgian Malinois. There are 2 whippets in animal control's care currently that were also found to be neglected, but those are Belgian Malinois that she was breeding in her teens, that she starved to death. She had flyball dogs taken from her forcibly by the courts. She is not allowed to own animals in many parts of Utah. And her father and her would case the animal shelter trying to get other people to adopt and take these dogs back.
So,
like, this is a repeat thing. This is a repeat issue. Both of these
Miss
people
Mary,
are the making of a serial killer.
Miss Mary has a question in the comments asking if they put them in the freezer. Yes, there were animals frozen alive, Miss Mary. These snakes that are up there in the corner, they did not die naturally. They were thrown into the cage or thrown into the freezer to die. That is exactly what they wanted. It's messed up. And Kaylee was explaining to me that there are pictures that I didn't receive of ball python eggs with babies just pipping out, just starting to come out of the egg, and they froze them alive.
Those photos I'm waiting on because I'm still currently waiting on Mojave County's discovery for the case.
Got you.
Those photos, I was told specifically by, thankfully, I lucked out. The officer that did find the animal remains, that did work with this case with me, his name's Officer Ryder. He's a fairly new deputy. It's probably the only reason this case saw the light of day is because he was proving himself. His first animal cruelty case, he called me up chest-fallen because he was very formal, very polite, and had no problem saying, look, these animals are considered property. I don't know what I can do for you, but I can at least let you know if your 2 are there. And he called me back after seeing the freezer and said, this is my first animal cruelty case. And he started listing off some of the animals he found and the conditions they were in. And this boy sounded heartbroken, just disgusted and heartbroken. And he's probably the only person in all of Mojave County sheriffs that I've dealt with who seemed to give a rat's ass. Doug, Brooklyn does not have children, but unfortunately, Michael has, I believe, 5 or 6. Thankfully, no contact with any of them between the spouses, ex-spouses, restraining order that his mother has on him, so on and so forth. He has no contact with any of his children, and he's in the hole, or we're at $100,000 in back child support.
Yeah, this is just ridiculous, guys. Like how bad that the Mojave County that found this, that took most of these pictures, and they're not doing anything, to the point to where two other states are complaining about it, and it's causing them more difficulty in their court cases because Mojave County won't do their job.
And just to bring light to this, the Mojave County, or the Antrim County Sheriff, Sheriff Dan Bean, has been amazing in all of this. Thank God for the sheriff's deputies in Michigan and the reptile keepers and other people I've reached out to that have shown me nothing but kindness in Michigan. It's been absolutely amazing, and I couldn't have wished for a better outcome. The situation in Michigan right now is definitely anxiety inducing. I just about 2-3 weeks ago received confirmation from Animal Care and Control that I needed to reach out to the prosecuting attorney for my animals. So it was my first glimmer of hope, finally hearing that my animals might be alive. After new developments coming out today, I am a little less optimistic. I did speak to the sheriff, and he did tell me that although he reiterated he knows nothing about snakes and he's unfamiliar with them at all, he did inform me that the two largest snakes that they found, after I asked about the discrepancy between the total number of animals listed and the animals found alive, he said that a good amount of the animals that were found were in fact frozen as well, or died in their enclosures and were severely emaciated and died of starvation. So I essentially was told that off the record, he cannot verify, he's not sure, he doesn't know about snakes, but he said the two largest snakes that he found in the freezer, he believes are mine. But there are other boa constrictors, smaller boa constrictors, which means they are more than likely the offspring of my male and female adult that I was hoping to get back. I do not know if this is a 100% fact, because I cannot figure this out or identify any of these animals until they are no longer being held as evidence, which won't happen until the end of the month. Brooklyn Beck is set to appear in court in Antrim County on October, I believe, 24th, that Monday, and it's set to go until Thursday. Thursday is when they're discussing the relinquishment of the animals, and the reason it was delayed is because they are demanding a certified letter be sent to Michael Turland to kind of give him the opportunity to go after ownership of the animals if he so chooses. So it's been a long time coming. I'm still going to remain slightly optimistic, but the first snake and the first reptile I've ever owned as an adult, the odds don't look like they're in my favor. I had really hoped that the two missing were still alive, but I have eyewitnesses saying that they had large boa constrictors up until 2 weeks prior to Michael being incarcerated. So I'm sure after everything that has happened and Michael being incarcerated, that possibly egged Brooklyn on into freezing my animals, but that's something we may never know. I don't know why they've done what they've done. It wasn't a money thing. If it was, they could have sold more than half the animals in those freezers and made all the money they needed. It's a harsh reality, but at the end of the day, as much as I want my animals back, the biggest goal right now is to make sure I am the last person these people get to do this to. I don't want anybody else missing out and losing their animals in such a way. It's hard, but I'm going to do all that I can to make sure something good comes out of this, even if it's simply making sure these people serve time and can't do this to anybody else.
And that's the goal with all this, guys, is if nothing gets done about this, this is just gonna keep happening. I mean, they both have a history of animal abuse and violence. This is what they do to get off. This is what it is. You know, they enjoy this shit because obviously after 300 animals, they're still continuing to do it. And it's not okay. These guys are sick. And there's nothing that Mojave County wants to do about it. There is one good sheriff deputy out there that is helping with this. Everybody else on this does not want to do shit about it. Like I said, I called, and the second I mentioned this guy's name, I got shut down. They hung up. Once I stated who I was, and I had to go into a spiel, and I hate having to do that. I just want that known. I'm not a big name at all, but we have a lot of people that will back us, and I appreciate every single one of you. But this is Kaylee, if you need to turn your camera off or mute yourself, there's a mic and a camera button you can click so you don't have to cover it.
You're fine.
Okay, just saying.
Technology isn't my friend if we haven't learned this from my very...
eyeballs. What did you do to the camera? You're so bright. Eyes.
I don't know what I did to the camera.
You smudged it and it made it super white. I don't know. Oh, no. But yeah, we got to share this out, guys, and get as much coverage on this as possible. The news isn't helping us very much right now. Like I said, I called the news just today before we did this. I called them at 3 o'clock, I think it was, because I got off the phone with you at like 2 something. And I got a hold of them at about 3. And I was told it was and I quote, a big if they take it and actually air it to do an update. And I thought that was bullshit. 300 dead animals and a big if they're going to do something? That's ridiculous. So if we don't make enough noise about this, then nothing's going to get done. And this is just going to continue and happen to other animals and other people. You know, it seems like these guys are just prowling Craigslist and other people trying to get their animals just so they can do what they like doing, which is killing them. And it's fucking ridiculous. And it sounds like this Brooklyn Beck chick likes strangling dogs, which is fucking terrifying. Advanced and articles. Yep. If you guys don't want to sit here and watch through this whole video again and to share this out, at least share out the link tree. Watch the link or check out the link tree. Look at all her stuff on there. There is literally article after article, photos. It is everything on that link tree, guys. We need to get this shared out. We need as many people involved in this as possible. If possible, we need people to show up to court hearings. This is the only way this gets done, guys. If we don't have people to, back these animals, then this is just going to turn into a big fucking issue. Like it's not. This could easily turn into a state being like, oh, well, because we allow people to take care of so many animals, why don't we limit how many animals they can have? Why don't we limit how many people can have this amount of animals or that amount of reptiles? Things like that. This could easily come into where USARK has to step in and battle a state because now that state wants to take away people's rights for their animals because of these psychopaths, because that's what they are. I don't care if they want to try to hit me up on anything. Come at me. They are psychopaths. 100% psychotic. Like, who in their right fucking mind is going to walk up to a dog and just be like, "Oh, you're so cute"? Strangle. Like, what the fuck?
Just it is. Like I said, I don't know why people do the things that they do, and I'm going to probably turn myself blue in the face, holding my breath, trying to figure out. I know
she's got her emotional support fairy.
Maybe it's one.
Slinky cat.
Ooh,
but no.
What'd he say?
He was calling.
I decided
you need help?
live feeds I see show people in their pet rooms. So even though my pet room is pretty pathetic, I need to do the same. Plus, my boyfriend's trying to sleep, and I don't want to wake him up.
Yeah, we're talking on the phone for 24 minutes.
Talking to my friends.
Hey, he called me.
As long as they are on truck to kill animals, they will lose. From animals and move to humans, kids. Yeah, and that's the thing. Everybody says hi, Destiny.
Hi.
Everybody's popping into the comments. Destiny.
Doug, there has already been some evidence coming forward of Michael being violent towards people. He already has anger management issues that he was supposed to go to court for or go to classes for during his previous charges of assault of an officer and obstruction of justice in Utah. It took him quite some time, but he just finished his anger management course. I have photos of the certificate he received from completing this course. Trust me, I have every piece of paperwork possibly able to be found on these two. It's absolutely insane.
100%. 100%, Emily.
The next court
100%.
appearance in Arizona, Kayla, I actually wanted to breach this subject. I plan on doing a fill the court event. I would like, if possible, to try and get the courtroom filled up with people in a lime green. Get everyone to wear matching shirts. I don't want to put anything on the shirts in case it would get us thrown from the court, but if I could fill the court with a sea of green, I feel like it might let the judge realize that he is an elected official and Mojave County isn't going to deal with this. I mean,
no, this is ridiculous. We're gonna get this going. I've got 15 notifications and messages right now from Instagram that are popping up asking, what can we do? What can everybody do?
Mojave County is, his next court appearance is set to be on the 20th of this month at, I believe, 1:30 in the afternoon. I will get verification on that. It's like I said, I've spread myself thin and I've done all that I can to get the investigation work done for the courts, and I've been written off. If you look at the Mojave County Sheriff's Facebook page, the post with Michael Turland has the most shares, likes, and comments than any other post on their page, including their serial killer they had multiple years ago. And in my comments that I post in all of these groups and in the Mojave County pages, there are a plethora of people coming forward saying that they even had murder cases involving children where they provided evidence to the courts that was completely written off and people were let to walk. Mojave County is corrupt at the very least and passive and inconsistent at the very best. They are not holding anyone accountable for anything in Mojave. Mojave County, if you ask any animal control officer, seems to be notorious for being the most lax on animal cruelty in the country. And it's the third largest county in the country.
It's fucking ridiculous. We get a banner saying we know what you did. Yes. I'm half tempted. I'd have to talk to my wife about it. Or I say it about. Well, okay, so my thing is I was going to order a ton of our all over print snake shirts. And when I say all over print, there is not a single part of it that doesn't have a snake on it. And thinking about ordering that and letting everybody that is going to the courtroom for that just go, because then you guys stick out like a sore thumb. Like there is no way they can look over you guys, and it comes in any and all colors, so it doesn't, any color doesn't, isn't off the table. But at least it's animal print and it's that, and I would have to get all of them for different sizes for you guys to do that, because this is ridiculous. We need more coverage on this, and we need more people to step in, because it's at this point we're going to have to start giving out addresses for them to send people to send letters to either Mojave County Police Department or have them start calling Mojave County Police Department. This is what's going on. The attorney's office is going to have to get bugged. Nothing is going to get done unless we stand together and actually start making noise, because if we don't, nothing's going to happen. These guys are going to get let free and get a slap on the fucking wrist for killing over 300 animals that have been found. Who knows how many that haven't been found yet. This is, and who knows how long this is going to continue, even after the fact. They get away with it once. With this amount, I can only imagine what's going to happen after.
And you have to think, this is only 2 misdemeanor charges that he's even up for anymore. I'm no longer a victim in this case because the animals that he is being held accountable
Oh shit,
for
Caleb going all in now. Caleb making a spreadsheet, guys. You guys know what's going to happen next. The movement is now officially on.
And
No.
I mean, like I said, I don't know how many animals are going to need to be placed from Michigan. Thankfully, I have Kayla with military morphs and a couple others that are out in Michigan willing to help if I can't take them all. Sorry.
You're good. Take a moment. I know this is really emotional for you. I apologize for having to bring up the picture so much.
Nope, I appreciate it, and trust me, it's for a greater cause. I'm definitely heartbroken still, and I'm still holding out hope that even one of my adult boas is alive. As I said, my male boa that's still unaccounted for was the first snake I ever took in and my first reptile rescue, period, as an adult. I grew up with boas my whole life, and he was my very first personal that was dumped at my feet and was just absolutely a puppy dog. Like, if there ever was a snake that was just the most tame, most personable, it was him. I mean, I used to do.
I tried buying that snake off you like 30 times. I remember. I'm like,
Yeah,
1K right now. You're like, as much as I want to.
I mean, you should have seen Jigsaw, my BCO male. I mean, you saw him.
That's the one I tried getting. Is
wanted
the
him.
BCO? He was a fucking beauty.
He was the perfect example of the species. High contrast. His parents
100%.
were some of the last imported. And oh my God, I loved him with all my heart. And I mean, when I say just my heart stopped when I got the photo, I mean, like, I got so excited getting the photo at first, thinking, oh my God, they found him. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then I saw the rabbit, and then I saw the ice, and then I saw when I say tunnel vision, I mean tunnel vision. I saw my boy and was like, okay, we found him. It's him. And I had to take a second and just sheer panic and texting my friend, like, is that a freezer? Is that really what I think it is? And he called me up and he's like, look, I'm so sorry. And it was just, when I say the world fell, the world fell. And it's crazy to say. I mean, it's to 90% of the population, you know, it's just a snake. The only good snake's a dead snake, and it's stuff I've heard my whole life. So it definitely was gut-wrenching. And it's definitely been a roller coaster here lately with me thinking that my 2 adults were alive and now possibly being told that they're not. So, I mean, all I can do is hold out hope. But like I said, regardless of what I go through and regardless, I will be sure that at the very least, my animals are some of the last ones these people get to do this to. As much as it pains me, it is something to where I can say they can be a catalyst for change if Mojave County is willing to try anything. I mean, I've had more outreach and more care put into this case by other reptile keepers than anyone else. And I've had more help from complete strangers and more sympathy from complete strangers than the own elected officials and sworn officers that are supposed to be sworn to protect and help in these situations. So again, I mean, all I can say is thank you to everyone, because the outreach has been just waves and waves, and it's helped a lot, because for the first half of this, it was an uphill battle. It was damn near solo. it was investigation, it was figuring out, and then it was handing over information that should have been used against these people that was ignored. And I'm glad that even with all that's happened so far, the information's getting out there and enough people are caring. It's like it's a huge thing, and I can't express the gratitude. There's no words for it. I'll let you take over for a second, Dare.
You're all good. I'm just letting you. I'm just letting you talk. I know it's hard with everything going on. You know, especially finding your animal that way. That's rough, and that's why we need to come together, guys, and get this going. Because to let this get swept under the rug is just ridiculous, especially when a county that is supposed to, you know, a sheriff's station is supposed to uphold the law is just letting this go and doing absolutely nothing about it, and then causing other states to have to, you know, wait on them, or have to come up with a plan to go around them is bullshit. It's the best way to describe it. It's not ridiculous. It's 100% fucking bullshit. That this state is, or the not our state, but this county is dragging their feet and just crossing their arms and saying, "Hey, we did what we did and we're done." And that's not okay at all. And it's not just animals that you know, Mojave County is doing this with. There has been murders. There's tons of things that have come into question to where Arizona needs to step in and deal with. But one battle at a time, and this is the battle that we need to battle. That we need to fight for these animals. This could be anybody's animals next. You know, it's not okay. These guys are these people do dog grooming, and I mean, to the you know, old lady who has tiny little Pomeranians or whatever, tiny little dogs, and you know, hears that there's a woman that does, you know, grooming down the road for $10. Yeah, somebody's probably gonna fucking take that deal, and all they're gonna do is strangle and beat the shit out of your dog while they're trimming it, and they're gonna get their kicks off, and then your dog's all fucked up or dead, and nothing's gonna happen to them. This is, you know, it's ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. So make sure you guys share this out. We're gonna Kayla's gonna make some spreadsheets. So we're gonna get this going, guys. We're gonna do what we can to bring more light on this, and hopefully, the news will start covering this. Because guys, this isn't just reptiles. There's dogs, there's cats, there's horses, rabbits. There's tons of animals in this situation, chickens. I mean, any person that keeps animals of various species, they've literally got them, killed them, tortured them, did what they could before these animals finally died. Like this is fucked up. It's 100% fucked up.
Brooklyn also had a Clydesdale that she had purchased. I also have documented proof of the previous court cases where she was trying to sell said Clydesdale, took a deposit under a fake name, and took off with the money. She later was found guilty of it, had to reimburse the money plus court fees. This same horse was being boarded here in Phoenix locally and was being treated for a severe case of canker on one of the hooves.
For those that don't know what canker is, it's basically like a big...
The hoof goes soft.
It's like, it's super soft. This thing, they have to cut into it to keep cleaning it. It takes a lot of...
It's very intensive.
Yeah.
So this Clydesdale was in good hands by what I've seen nothing but good by a very good board facility out here in Phoenix. was being treated regularly. Brooklyn only visited her horse once out here the entire year that it was being boarded. She did not pay her board fees in total, picked up the horse, took it to Michigan, and from what it appears, that horse was never seen or treated and was left in its own filth. The judge in Michigan pulled up a photo of this horse's hoof infested with maggots that had been eaten alive by maggots for God knows how long. And this horse, they're asking for permission to put it down because this horse is in so much pain and is having to be lightly sedated every time they clean its hoof. And people have already been kicked because this horse is in so much pain. Best case, this horse is going to be lame for the rest of its life because she just had to have this horse and she took it without paying the board fees from somebody who was having no problem treating it out of their own pocket to begin with. It's astronomical. I mean, this isn't just a snake issue. This isn't just a lizard issue. This is chameleons, bearded dragons, monitor lizards, cockatiels, cockatoos, parrots, dogs, puppies, shepherds, Belgian Malinois, whippets, poodles, doodles, labs. I also have stories of her doing breeder loans with dogs, trying to steal the other person's dog, and then Michael threatening to beat their ass when they come to get their dog back. These are both very sick people, and Michael is violent on top of it, with multiple restraining orders out against him, including his own mother and godmother.
Where is he based at right now?
He is currently in Irvine, Utah.
Okay. I was just curious because I mean I know at some point he's going to see this video and I'm cool with it. I just want to know if I need to prepare to whoop somebody's ass if they pull up in my door. Because I mean I'm down. I live for that, but that's just me.
I mean I don't know if he has the
You guys
intellectual
know I live for
capability
that.
to find you.
But that was just my thing is if somebody's going to pull up, I would love that heads up, but I don't really care if I don't really need it.
I mean, I honestly don't think Michael has the intellectual capability to find anybody. I mean,
Oh no, my address is posted like show up. Like I live the Arizona life of fuck around and find out.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, so I do not care. My address is out there. My phone number is on all my pages.
And something else interesting I found. So the most in-depth news article that's listed is the one that was shared on Yahoo. It was written by a news reporter named Marty for the Record Eagle. And it was hilarious because she told me that after posting that article, she was getting phone calls from people saying they were Michael Turland's friends. And it was defamation and they were going to sue them to Timbuktu. And it was the funniest shit. Even the reporter was laughing. I was like, oh, dear God, you have to be a special kind of stupid.
I would prep. No, I live ready. I live that. You guys don't know. But
give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab my charger from my laptop real quick.
You're good. You're good. Yeah. I'll stay professional, guys. I'm not gonna get into that whole aspect. I'm just gonna say this. I'm not afraid of somebody pulling up. Levi has been here and has seen a lot of the things that are constantly within reach. I'm not afraid of somebody showing up to my yard, and there's cameras everywhere. So I would know the second somebody pulls up into my driveway or jumps my fences or something. I don't care. Dude can pull up, but somebody needs to stand up to this guy, and we're gonna make this movement go. This needs to be dealt with. This dude needs to get off the fucking streets. And needs to be put locked up. Like, I don't care if it's jail. I don't care if it's an insane asylum. These people need to be locked up. And the sad part of it all is it sounds like the majority of the aggression in the animal abuse and killing is Brooklyn, which is the girlfriend. And for those that, because the banner is, or of the thumbnail is of just Michael, for those that want to get a good look at her face, this is Brooklyn, the woman who likes to strangle dogs, which is just fucking insane. I mean, I guess when you're 100 pounds wet I guess, you need some form of power. I don't fucking know. I'm not trying to justify it. That's you're a fucking sick person if you're over here strangling puppies for no goddamn reason. That's it's irritating thinking about it. I don't know. I like animals more than I like people, so that really grinds my gears. And I don't have very many buttons, but there he is, afraid of anyone pulling him. Oh well, unless it's a boy. fucking Chris. Oh God, I hate that pig so much. I gotta say though, he did taste pretty good.
Sorkin Exotics. I see you with the equine rescue.
What?
If for whatever reason the board facility is not able to get this horse back, since they have the next legal right to it, I don't know if they plan on putting this horse down due to its health. I definitely, once I get news, I will reach out to you. Please go on my link tree, add me on Instagram, and send me a message saying that you know a good equine rescue. Because if this horse could be saved instead of put down due to its injuries that it's received, that would be much preferred. I mean, he's a beautiful horse, and
I've seen the picture. I think I have it.
His parents
let me
come from
see.
Showline. Like
He
his
was
parents, both sides. He's
beautiful.
actually a documented. Like I have his paperwork and everything from the seller and everything. I have the original seller paperwork that Brooklyn signed. I have everything.
I have the picture of that horse. I know you sent it to me.
Did you find it?
Yeah, I found it. I'm loading it in right now. So I found the House of Wolf, and I found the Clydesdale picture too. So I'm going to bring both of those up. But since we're talking about the Clydesdale, I'm going to bring that picture up real quick. So there it is. That is a beautiful horse. And for those that don't know, I have a really soft spot for Clydesdales. That was a big part of my life as a child. Growing up in Vermont with an aunt of mine, she actually used to breed Clydesdales. So one of my first ever horses that I've ever rid and or like took care of was a big ass Clydesdale. So this is insane, guys. So this is the horse that we were talking about. This is the one that is on the verge of being put down because of can I do what? Hold on. What was that? Together. Oh, okay. Got you. You said don't say anything. Got you. I'm doing it anyway. Save. Okay, I'll pop back up. Oh crap. Okay, that's what. Post the photo of them both together.
Honey,
Hold on. What's up?
let me kiss me in the face.
Okay.
What's
Go
up,
for it.
kiddo?
Sorry, guys. Kids are being kids. Okay. So I got the photos that you would like me to put, or that people are sending. Okay. So this here is the one. So that is the grooming one, right? The House of Floof.
And that location is currently shut down. They shut it down pretty much immediately.
And so explain this real quick while we still have a bunch of people here, what all that, the House of Floof is one more time, because I know we still got a lot of people still popping in and out.
Yeah, so the House of Floof was a grooming salon that Brooklyn started up after her previous grooming salon in Traverse County kicked her from the salon after video footage came forward of her strangling and killing a senior small breed dog. House of Floof was later opened under her name with her and Michael. Michael being the one doing all the customer relations and grabbing the animals, and Brooklyn being the one grooming them. Multiple animals came forward from House of Floof, including one that died 3 days after being groomed, was investigated by police, and had an anonymous donor pay for an autopsy. So this dog was buried, immediately dug back up, sent in for testing, and the results came back that the dog died from the same MO, crushed trachea and strangulation.
Jesus.
And now more
really
people
sad.
are coming forward in Arizona from their Kingman grooming salon named Gotham Grooming, where they're coming forward saying that their dog had bloodshot eyes from blown capillaries in their eyes. They've had strangulation issues, severe PTSD symptoms in their animals, and just all around unexplained behavior after coming back.
Now, the address that is on this and the phone number, is that the same info or current info for the net or the other grooming that they started, or is this all discontinued information?
This is all discontinued information. Gotham Grooming was used. They went through 2 different buildings, were evicted from both for non-payment. And Gotham Grooming, eventually, they told their clients that they were starting a mobile grooming business, which they were not. They pocketed a bunch of money from locals in the area and fled the state. So all these numbers have been disconnected. Pretty much, there's nothing to be found.
Okay, I'm gonna bring up another photo and I'll let you explain this one. So what are we looking at here?
Well, that's just the most recent photo we have of Michael and Brooklyn together. It's the most recent one that we have of them together. This is, for the most part, what they look like now.
And is this before or after they were supposed to not see each other and have any contact with each other?
This was before.
Okay.
So I don't have any photographic evidence of them together now, but they, there's a lot of evidence leading to them having contact, especially with them staying at each other's parents' houses.
Huh. And so what is that comment on the bottom there?
Oh, someone came forward saying that they didn't like the photo. I don't know. It was a public photo that was on Brooklyn's page, so I shared it. It's, like I said, it's the most recent photo I have of both of them together.
No, I mean that's great. At least you're doing the police's job. That's the fucked up thing is you are doing their job, and you have more evidence just of what you have compared to what the police are doing in Mojave
The police
County.
haven't even looked for evidence. It's been absolutely just insane.
This is insane. This is fucked up. That you have gone through, you put in the man hours, you've done all of this. Well, okay, apparently I can't say man hours. You put in the woman hours into all of this. I had to make some jokes. And that you're doing more work involving this case than even Mojave County is doing.
It's definitely been intense trying to get all this information out there and getting it taken seriously. Did you die? Are you frozen? What happened? That's it, folks. I killed him. Oh, you're muted.
No, I'm here. I was grabbing another photo to show a more recent photo of them. So I was just grabbing that real quick so I can load this up. So that way you guys can see a little more clearly of them together. Now, who do we know who those other people are? Are they even involved in this?
They're just people that were tagged in Brooklyn's photos.
Okay.
Brooklyn was tagged, and so the photo was on Brooklyn's Facebook page, and I took a screenshot of it so that I had a more recent photo. People need to know what these people look like so that they're not tempted to get a cheap dog grooming job that results in a dead dog.
Gotcha. No, I'm pulling pictures from the messages that we have, so I just wanted to make sure that I covered all of our bases here. Because I know there's a lot of photos, there's a lot of things going on. I mean, we got the Clydesdale, you guys got the snakes, the dogs and everything else, guys. This is ridiculous. I can't believe that this is being swept under the rug. Like this is mind-boggling how I have to explain this. Like this should have already. This is an open and shut case. I mean, that's just like that. If these were children, if these were fucking people, this would have been handled a completely different way. And I feel like it's not even just about like the type of animals at this point, because you can't just label one species. They literally went off Craigslist, pulled what they could, and fucking killed them and tortured them. Like this is ridiculous. Like I'm literally gonna have a brain aneurysm doing this video, guys. And this won't be the only video we do. We will be doing more of these. Not a frequent thing, because I don't want my channel just being all about it. But we will be covering this because this is in my backyard. This is Arizona, and I live in Arizona. I am a huge contributor to what we do out here in Arizona, and I cannot let this go. I cannot. This is ridiculous.
And like I said, I do want to try and do a fill the courtroom event. Let me confirm the date of his court. I do know it's on the 20th. I need to confirm what time. I will be posting an event that can be shared.
Is he involved with the police or politics?
Thank God, no.
Part of any clubs? Not that we're aware of, Doug.
Okay, so Michael is set to appear. Michael Turland is set to appear in Kingman on October 20th at 1:30 p.m. in front of Judge Douglas R. Camacho for his final management conference before his own jury trial starts on November 14th at 9:30 a.m.
So he is being forced to come back to Arizona, or will he be video calling?
He should be coming down to Arizona. I do not know if they have finally allowed him to leave the state to go to Utah. Like I said, I've not been able to confirm any of this information with the prosecuting attorney.
Oh, so he is in Arizona. So when I asked, is he in Arizona? You said he's in Utah.
He's in Utah. I know he is in Utah currently. I do not know if he currently has permission to be in Utah.
Ah, okay.
Because it was contested the last time I went to his court appearance, and he was denied, but still went. That was why he had his most recent bond violation.
And nothing was done about that?
Nope. He was released again for an additional $3,000.
Oh, he had to revoke. They revoked his bond and then had him rebond out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so something was done about it, just didn't
nothing
stick.
Worthy of being mentioned.
Yeah. Well, no, that's worthy, because that means they revoked his bond and then made him rebond out for failing to comply with his bond. So that's, at least they're doing somebody's doing something. I mean, their job is to get their, revoke the bond when he messes up, and then bond him back out, because that's how they get paid. Who are you talking about? Someone sent me about this situation, but forgot who. Okay, so the guy's name is Michael Turley, and this is the face of
Turland.
evil here. Sorry, I can't
Turland.
pronounce it. What is it?
Turland.
Yeah, it's a fucking weird name. That's what it is. It's a face of evil right there. This is the freezer part of the, when they started digging through there, that's the freezer right there in the corner. And that is the banner that I have made. And then this is his girlfriend, Brooklyn Beck. Apology that he yelled at children. This is Brooklyn Beck, his girlfriend, who is in a video literally strangling a dog while her boyfriend, this man here, is seen cleaning up after her.
And just so everyone is aware, the link tree does not contain this video. I'm holding off on sharing the video, especially because it is fairly graphic and it is gut-wrenching. It's a very powerful video, but just in case, I know the video was released to the public, so it is public knowledge, but just in case it interferes with her other case going on in Grand Traverse. Mind you, Brooklyn has charges in 2 separate counties. The video footage is in one county, which has not been tried yet, and the other dog that was later autopsied and found to have been killed the same way is also in Antrim County, where the animals were seized. So the video is not on my link tree. Do not be worried about running into that video because I have not shared it. It has been posted publicly, so it is public knowledge somewhere still, I'm sure. But in fear of interfering with the case, I have not shared it.
I don't see it interfering with a case. It's evidence. There is no interfering. It is 100% evidence. And if they have opened it to the public to where you are able to get your hands on it, and they opened it to where it's public knowledge that anybody can subpoena it, if it's still part of an investigation and it is entered as
the video
evidence
before it was submitted as evidence.
Okay. Well, either way, it's still evidence.
So even though it's been publicly posted on Facebook previously, it has since been deleted, and in fear of any possible conflicting issues, I didn't want to risk it.
Conflicting issues? There is no conflicting issues. That is evidence. There's 100% evidence. Now, granted, it is the prosecutor's job to take that video and submit it into evidence because it is a clear video. You've watched it, correct? You've seen it?
Yes.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that not a clear video of Brooklyn's face strangling a dog?
Very clear.
Okay. Then in that case, then yes, it is 100% evidence. It will not fuck with the investigation. If anything, that video alone may get people more involved because that type of shit gets leaked. That might even get the news people involved into it. Granted, I guarantee you they're going to blur out the animal, which if I was to ever share that video for more people to get involved in this, that would be done 100% because I don't want to promote that. But this is a severe fucking thing that needs to be dealt with and needs to be shared. This needs coverage. We need people making noise. If these photos aren't pissing you off enough to want to get involved, then I don't know what will. Because this is insane. That 300 plus dead animals found already, and nothing's getting done about it. And it's insane. And what's fucked up is if you actually send it to the news, and that's the thing is, so the news has been gotten involved. When it first came out, the news got involved because of Kaylee. She reached out to them. She told them what happened. Literally got them involved. And now they won't even give her the time of day. She has literally we were talked for almost an hour, and she was telling me all of everybody she's tried to reach out to, the same reporters, the same stations, everything. And they basically give her the runaround and then hang up on her at the end. Nobody wants to cover this. They want to sweep it under the rug. And it's fucking ridiculous. It makes no sense why they wouldn't cover this. It's not like it's irrelevant. Like, it's not like he just killed all the animals he has in his possession. Oh, well, the animals are dead. Now he's going to get prosecuted. No, there are still animals out there that are in, facilities now that need the extra care to be brought back to health because these guys fucking tortured them and abused them. This is insane. But I don't know what else we could do, guys. I want, it's in my nature to stay positive. Everybody in here knows that. I'm all about the positivity. This is a ton of negative, and I don't like doing it. I don't like this. And I'm not saying and I'm not saying like I blame Kaylee for this or anything like that. No, this guy. This guy is a fucking menace. And
there's anything positive to be taken from this at all, this is another example, just like USARK Florida, where everyone's coming together for the community.
Yep.
And I'm going to remain optimistic. As the sheriff in Michigan said, he's not 100% able to identify the animals until I do so myself.
Nope.
So I'm going to remain slightly optimistic that my 2 adult boas are still alive. Even though previous conversation definitely leans towards the opposite. Regardless of the fact, we can all take solace and find the positive to the fact that once these animals are released, I will be doing everything in my power to transport them to Arizona, any of them that I can fit, and placing them in permanent, loving homes, and they won't have to go through this again. I mean, it's an all around, it's a shitty situation. I mean, there's no light way of putting it. This is a graphic, horrific case put on by potential future serial killers for all we know. And it's not being taken seriously, but at the very least, we know as a community of not just reptile keepers, but pet lovers in general, that we love our animals, and we love, for the most part, all animals. So at the end of the day, we can all take away the positive of we are united, and we are all going after the same thing, which is justice for the silent victims, the animals that can't fight back. So as terrible of a situation as it is, and as much as I've gone through, my positive spin on it is the simple fact that even though I couldn't change the outcome and save all of my animals, I can at least know and take solace in the fact that I have a huge community of supporters behind me that is absolutely amazing. And I will do everything in my power to make damn sure I am the last person these people get to do this to.
100%, Robbie. I agree with you there. That is at this point, I would believe that. I mean, this is insane, guys. I have dealt with some crazy shit in the 17 years I've been doing this. Almost 18 now. Jesus. And I have seen some pretty horrible stuff, guys. And to see this, it's insane, guys. I don't know what to do. I want to get as much coverage out there as possible. I want to do what I can for this. I reached out to the news media to try to get more coverage. I will not stop until this case is done. Even if I don't like the case hearing, I may continue. This is ridiculous. These animals need justice. This is fucked. These people. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was
No,
going to
you're
say you have to think about it this way. How many of the people coming in this live knew nothing about this case in their own backyard? Think about the fact that these two people are out walking around in society like a normal day in the park, and how easy it is for them to casually throw out that they groom dogs or they take in rescues or they're familiar with XYZ animal. How many flippers do we run into in the reptile community already that do similar things? This is a much larger scale. These are people who are in court for this, who very easily could be trying to turn a profit. Michael can't work a legitimate job because of his back child support, and he's been avoiding it like the plague. He's been surviving off Brooklyn's income solely alone so that he didn't have to pay his back child support. What's to stop Brooklyn from, being out in the world like any normal Joe Schmo and casually mentioning to little old granny that, oh, your poodle needs groomed? I'm a groomer. I have all the supplies for it, and I used to run my own salon. Grandma never seen her mugshot. Grandma doesn't know her name. Grandma doesn't know what's going on, but she trusts some potential, plays the part of a perfect animal lover, has her dog groomed, and loses her companion. This is something.
Put his name info or into YouTube.
Yes. You
is
can
he?
search
Is
his
there a lot of
name.
stuff in YouTube about him already that I'm not aware of?
If you put his name into Google or hers, there are articles from all over the world. I have pushed this case and I have shared it globally. This case has been shared everywhere.
Public leak is
Yahoo
a public
News did a
leak.
huge excerpt on it. This case has been shared in Hawaii because of the birds. It's been on the Stone, the Rolling Stone. It's been all over the place. I mean, this case, I've shared it as much as I possibly can, and I went through multiple months with no update on the case, and the news articles went cold. I'm still reaching out to people. I'm still running into news articles that I didn't even know about until recently, looking back. So I'm just now reaching out to other people who initially shared the stories from other reporters and trying to get them to accept updates.
Yep. So this is what we need to do, guys. We need to have these update videos after the court hearings. Not everybody is going to stay up to date with wanting to sit through and watch a court hearing. So what we will do is periodically we will set a time and a day to jump on and do these videos and try and get everybody up to date. If this continues going the way it's going, we're going to have to start sending emails, start calling. There's going to need more involvement. That this is what it is. We need people to get involved. We need more coverage of this because obviously the news doesn't care. They're on to bigger and other, I'd say bigger and better things, but honestly, I think somebody going around strangling somebody's dogs and getting a sick kick out of it is something that should be on a high fucking priority list. That is serial killer fucking vibes there.
Oh yeah, and it's the kind of thing. Look, I get it. This case, as far as the legal system is concerned, animals are property. I mean, this isn't some front page, oh my God, red alert, but this is still something that needs to
hell no, that's
relevant.
front page 300 dead fucking animals. That ain't fucking little Timmy going over and, fucking kicking the neighbor's dog or something. This is some fucking psychopaths going out of their goddamn way to get a hold of other people's animals to fucking torture them. This is torture that these animals have gone through and then killed them by either freezing them alive, which is still a fucking torture situation, or
RKA, you're not wrong.
Strangle them.
You are not wrong at all.
Oh shit! Are they talking shit about me again? Because everybody's laughing, so I feel like somebody making fun of me.
Well, yes, somebody.
Darren, I love you, but please don't jump. You dick. I feel bad. If I jump, California is going to be an island. Another big problem is how many people had to know about all of this and never said anything while they were doing it. Exactly. That is my fucking point. There is no way the neighbors, the fucking people at the salon did not know, hear, or see anything up until this fucking point. 300 dead animals. 300 plus in multiple fucking states. That is insane.
I mean, look at it this way. Look at Michigan. There's people still defending these two.
Yeah,
Even after the
and
evidence
I
has
mean,
come
yeah,
forward.
that is insane. I mean, you guys over here, so do it, Darian. Do what? I called.
California an
Oh,
island.
do it. Oh, make California a thing. No, because then where am I going to go to the beach?
Florida,
Darian,
it's better.
the spreadsheet and group message have been created. Oh, I know. It's popped up like 30 times.
I know. I keep getting
You were
notifications,
on
and
it.
I'm like,
We
who
will
is it?
need
What's going
all
on?
hands on deck for the community to send letters. 100%, Kayla, I'm with you. And if Eric and Darian jump on at the same time, there goes the U.S. Damn! I mean, you ain't wrong, but fuck. You ever seen like a broken taco? Like, never mind, I'm
See,
gonna shut up.
that's not a haircut, bro. He pissed his wife off, so she just came up behind him and fucking took the shit.
No. He got a haircut at least since the last time. Oh yeah, I did get a haircut. I don't like long hair. It's a Mexican thing. If you get in trouble, you get a haircut. So I got in trouble. I brought home some snakes, and no, I'm just kidding. I didn't get in trouble for that. No, we did actually take in some rescues that only have one eye or no eyes. Some snakes that were.
Can I see one of them? Actually, I really want to see the no-eyed one.
Oh yeah, he's right next to me.
Because I know I saw that comment as well, and I don't have it in me to own snakes. Like
They
really at all.
they reached out to me, and he told me they're eating really well. I guess a rescue. I was supposed to take all 4 of them, and a rescue apparently reached out to him and tried buying some of them. That threw me off. What rescue is buying no-eyed snakes? But I mean,
Well, because
they're beautiful.
my baby female Argentine boa had an injured eye that I was getting treated.
Let me solo out real quick so you can get a good look at this.
My baby, how cute. So that's the one with one eye?
No, he has no eyes.
Oh, okay, I see it now. Oh, he's so beautiful.
He is. So this is a Motley Jungle Call albino, and he has no eyes. Now, it looks like he has one eye, but it's actually cartilage.
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out. Oh my god, he's beautiful.
Oh yeah, he's got some beautiful colors and markings on him. It is really sad that he does not have eyes, so he can never be bred.
Yeah,
But
is the one with one eye, is that one a male or female?
These are both males.
Okay, so the one with one eye needs to be One Eye Willie.
Right, it's funny because we know a guy named John, and I was thinking about calling him One Eye John, just because it reminds me of him. But he's funny though; he cracks me up. Our old friend John, he's an old guy, and he lost his eye in a shooting accident, and yes, I bought him a pair of sunglasses, and this man goes, "Hey, you should probably take these back." I was like, "Why?" He's they're broken. I was like, "How do you mean they're broken? They're brand new." He goes, "Only half of them work."
See, it's oh god, it kills me. Something about the special needs fucking critters, man.
So
especially because the one snake, because dude, it took me years to finally find a baby female Argentine boa from like really awesome colored parents. So when I got my female, she only had one eye, but hers was due to an injury, not a defect.
Yeah, this is all defects due to the call albino bloodline. They have these issues.
So
sometimes
pretty,
they come out. Yeah, he's beautiful. I love his color pattern. His demeanor is really good. Mm-hmm. You can see they're healthy. These guys they're a few months old, so they're doing fantastic. Save us, guys.
Oh god, I'm torn. I'm pretty much to the point now to where I will eventually find out if my adults are alive or not. If they are, I plan on keeping them for the rest of their lives. And if they're not, then, God, I don't even know if I could own snakes again. those were my last 4, and I held on to them tooth and nail. And I was so excited to get my little one-eyed female Argentine from Mike Curtin. So it's just, ugh. Especially with the Argentines, man. Oh my God, my boy was so beautiful.
What's happening? Why is everybody requesting for mod? Oh, Eric's in the comments said that's all that needs to be known. Forgot about that. Eric's in there. Beautiful snake Dan. I appreciate that. Yeah, we took him in. I'm all about the misfits. Well, no, that's all my wife. She likes misfit animals that need homes, and so we took him in. We were gonna take all 4, but I guess some rescue wanted to buy 2 of them from him, and I was like, hey, dude, if you can have a rescue want to buy them, then go right ahead. And he was like, well, I'll give you these 2. So he gave me 2. I got first pick of the 2, and I just took the 2 best looking ones. And these will be educational animals for when we go to schools and do our educational shows and outreach programs. I think that would be a really good talking point with kids. I feel like that would really captivate them.
Kayla's killing me. I'm just now opening the group chat, and I'm like, dear good God, what did I miss? Because my phone's already been going off nonstop, and I'm looking, and I'm like, oh God, what am I even looking at anymore? Kayla is on one. I love it.
Dude, I have, and I kid you not right now, I figured Darren, hold on, I can't. I can see the top, but I can't see it all. Holy cow, guys.
Bro, right?
How many? There's 40 freaking messages from you guys already. That's insane. You guys are nuts.
I love
you
the
guys,
outreach. I love the connection. I love the people reaching out. You have no idea. Like,
I guess
it's tickling me
Sarah
pink.
and Kayla are blowing it up. I appreciate you guys. This outreach has been amazing. I everybody that supports, the channel, you guys, you mean a lot. I want to make this covered more so we can, I work. I see that, Kayla. See that. I've got 40 messages from that group alone.
But Kayla,
but we will get this all posted up and shared out. Kayla, you're amazing. You
yes.
already know.
Darian, do you know when you want to do the next live? Do we want to plan it for after the 20th, or do we want to try doing one before the 20th to try and get more people to go?
Okay, so we will do it before the hearing. We need to do some more coverage, more posting, more, not just last minute like we did today. Mm-hmm. I am booked between Tuesdays and Fridays till November. I have a lot of interviews for just reptile things. Okay. But we will do something. I'm 100% down. I'm free between Monday and Friday.
Maybe try and do something for Monday. I'll spend my birthday on a live stream and try and get it shared out. People might actually pay attention to my Facebook because it's my B-Day.
Hey, there you go. As long as you share out the stream and everything, then it helps. If we can get more people involved, we've got Kayla, we've got Doug, we've got, I'd say we got Eric, but nobody cares. No, I'm just kidding. Eric knows I love him.
Thank you, Sherry.
In my ass.
I was hoping today would be good news on the snakes, and that my birthday would be me in Michigan bringing them home. But
hey, Darian, we got multiple YouTubers. I know. Yeah, we're gonna get this going for sure. I already talked to a few different YouTubers that want to get involved. A lot of bigger names that want to get involved and get more coverage on this. So we will get this going. Oh, what is today? No, today was the hearing. Like, we already passed it. The hearing already happened.
So the previous hearing, they gave her until this past Tuesday to accept a plea deal or not. She refused all pleas, and they were supposed to see her next week to relinquish ownership of the animals. Instead, they were able to push it to today. She was seen today about 10:30 Arizona time, and they did not relinquish ownership of the animals because they stated they had no information on Michael Turland being a potential claimant to the animals. And they said it was due to Mojave County refusing to reach out to them with any information. So they've been unable to find any further information in Michael, and he's not reached out trying to claim ownership, which, of course, I don't feel he will, because if he claims ownership to these animals, he's also going to be claimed as one of the abusers who neglected them to this point. He's going to push everything off on Brooklyn, which I 100% expected. But in order to cover themselves, they are petitioning the court and the prosecuting attorney to send a notarized letter to Michael Turland, which I've given them all the information on where he is located, so that they can get Michael to appear via Zoom or in person, potentially depending on what the prosecuting attorney in Arizona agrees to. And he can either deny ownership or claim legal right so that he can try and contest the animals being released to the state. So it's been a long time coming, but this is the closest I've been to figuring out if my snakes are for sure alive or dead. So it's not a lot, but it's something, and it's better than nothing, because Michigan
It's starting to get movement. They're starting to do things. And you know what's fucked up is they literally come out and say and call out Mojave County stating that they are not doing their job and refuse to fucking contribute to anything. So it makes it harder for them to build a case when majority of the case is in Arizona. So it's ridiculous, guys. So the only way this is going to get solved and get justice for these animals is if we all band together. And to be honest, it seems like Detroit, Michigan, or sorry, I don't know why I keep saying Detroit. Michigan seems to be on point with what they are doing. They are on it. What needs a swift kick in the ass is Mojave County. And so we're going to have to get some Arizonans together. We're going to have to show up to this court. And, you know, it's the only way to get this going.
I mean, you have to think, this is Mojave County. This is Arizona. This is our own backyard. And our backyard is notorious around the country. It's the third largest county in the country, and it is notorious for being lax on animal cruelty in most criminal charges. Like, it's absolutely insane. The fact that it's been to this point is just astonishing.
Oh, I can't put Eric in timeout from here. Damn it. Well, I'm going to put him in timeout. Eric's a sweetheart. Don't lie, Solo. You ain't gotta lie. Yeah, we're all gonna show up though. We're gonna have to get more people involved. We will do more lives. I may even host a YouTube or a Facebook live to get this going, guys. I mean, we've got a few thousand followers on Facebook that I never post on anymore.
I noticed that.
I mean, I post, but like, I feel like, okay, so people that have business pages for reptiles, tell me if I'm wrong. Is Facebook more of a drop a picture and then, you know, somebody comments, but whatever, but like Instagram and like YouTube is basically like the majority of your time? Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Is YouTube not a drop a picture and leave it there type thing? Like, whatever happens, happens. That is a beautiful crested gecko. So is that the one I'm picking up?
No. This is like the one I know for a fact I'm keeping.
But no, yeah, this is nuts. I appreciate everybody that's still here, that has been in the comments with us this entire time. I did not expect this to run for 2 hours. But I know we have reached a lot of people with this, and I hope that some people will go back and watch it. And the majority of the information is already in the first 30 minutes of the video. So I know nobody's going to sit there and rewatch this for 2 hours straight, but
I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of a life.
I mean, okay, you might, but they got to be read though. Wait, what is okay? I don't even want to know what you people are talking about in the comments anymore. We in here. Appreciate you.
My ferrets seem way too interested in my geckos. It terrifies me.
I miss my ferrets. I might end up getting another porcupine because I miss having a little buddy while I'm doing videos and stuff. We may try again. But geckos, Darian. Oh, okay, that's what you're talking about. It's confusing what was happening down there. Anyway, but
This is my special needs male. He has
He's
a wobble.
pretty.
He's a lily white, but he has a wobble to him, so
he's a pretty lily white.
he's a derp. He never wants to face forward.
I know we're gonna end this, guys. I appreciate everybody here. Callie, you all good, or is there anything else you'd like to say to everybody before we go?
I mean, honestly, just if you're interested in keeping updated, please message Kayla or Darian. Try and get on that page because I will be posting information for the Fill the Court event, and I will be pulling up mailing addresses and emails to reach out to try and spread information and do I think it was a green out, or I forgot what it's called.
So what? Let me ask you this: what is the next date for his court date? I know you text me hers. And her court date is October 24th and 27th.
Through the 27th. That's her jury hearing.
Okay.
It's going to jury.
Okay, so that's her next court date, though, right? Is the
Yes.
24th?
Yes.
Okay, so for the 24th, do you want to do like 4 days prior? So do something on the 20th?
The 20th is Michael's court date.
Okay, so what do you want to do? Something like the 18th?
Yeah, I thought you were busy on Tuesdays.
Crap, I don't know the dates. I'm just throwing out numbers at
The
this
17th
point.
is Monday. That's my birthday, and it's going to be the next available day that's going to correlate with you.
Okay, let's do that. So let's do Monday the 17th so we can have everybody wish you a happy birthday. And let's get this going so that way we can stay up to date with everything. We know what's going on. We can get more people involved, and maybe what is today? Today's like the 18th.
Today is Friday the 14th.
14th?
Yes.
Okay. So let's do. We're gonna talk.
Yeah, we'll have to set it up.
Yeah, we're gonna have to set one up to do
The earlier
at least.
the better, for the most part, because that following Tuesday, or no, wait, never mind. I'm mixing up my dates. I'm being stupid. Ignore me.
I was gonna say $20 right now, Eric, but if you need a thermostat and a rack, $30.
I mean, hey, $20 is $20.
I know, right? But
Sounds
anyway,
like your guys' daily conversation.
it is 100% our daily conversation.
But thank you for having me on. I appreciate the outreach from everyone. It definitely has meant a lot. And I mean, I'm still optimistic, hoping for good news. So we'll try and get another live situated. Darian, I will talk to you.
Yes.
Kayla, I will not probably be able to get to these messages until tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
There's a lot, and I'm sure by the time I wake up, there's going to be twice as many.
I might end up doing a Instagram live after this to get back into positivity. I'd like to leave it as this, on the positive note that we have a lot of people in here. I know you can't see how many people we have in here or how many people we've had in here. But at one point in time, we had over 40 people in here. We stayed really consistent for a while at over 30 something.
Nice.
And then right now we are at the end of this live and we have been bouncing from 18, 19 to 25. I mean, it's back and forth, more people sharing this out and things like that. So it's going.
Like
a lot
I said,
of people
we've share the link tree, share the information, all the news reports, all the articles are on there. I may or may not post the video from the grooming salon tomorrow at some point. I'm going to reach out to the prosecuting attorney just to confirm and make sure everything's good to go.
Reach out to him and let me know, because if you're gonna release it, I will edit it to blur out the dog and stuff, because I have those tools. But I will post it to get that going, because that is not okay. That needs to be that if that doesn't get people going, then I don't know what does. Wait, yeah, it's a 6-foot female hypogranate. I already have a hypogranate, Eric, and it's a female.
See, I got rid of my granite because she was an evil bitch, and the guy ended up not breeding her, and I got her back, and she bit me, and yeah, I traded her for my first firearm. It was lovely. Best trade I ever made.
First firearm. Nice.
I was like freshly 21, like I have this mean ass snake that wants to eat me. What am I supposed to do with it? Oh, you like angry snakes? You want a granite? Here you go.
See, my berms are sweet as can be.
Mine was
But one day, one had an issue and tried to kill somebody famous. It was funny. I thought he laughed about it. I laughed about it. A lot of people messaged me saying that was not okay. But I mean, I didn't think he was going to post it. But shit happens.
That's what you're thinking.
Yeah. Okay, so she, when snakes have a bad day, they tend to let you know by biting. So she bit one of the other snakes in the photo shoot, and then, yeah, it ended bad. It didn't go very well. She just was not having it. Typical woman thing. No, I'm just kidding.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it's just.
But no,
just,
I'm
just
gonna
the
hop
wrong
off
time.
and get some sleep. Kayla. Oh God, there's way too many people to list. I know Kayla for sure just because she's been blowing up my cell phone for the last 2 hours. Eric, Kayla, Cheech, Robbie, Sarkin, just way too many to go through. Thank you guys for hopping on. I'm gonna get off because I have to get some sleep. Perks of the Superior Court.
What sleep? All Darian's fault. Freaking Ricky.
It's always Darian's fault.
It probably was. I probably pissed her off at some point. I don't know.
Totally.
Great live night, everyone. Later, Iron Dog Solo. Appreciate you, Eric.
I'm gonna get some sleep. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for doing the live. Keep me updated. I'll message you tomorrow, and we'll try and figure out a time and get information out for the Fill the Court event that I want to do.
For sure, yeah, we'll figure it all out, and then I'll get with you on that. But I appreciate you jumping on with us, everybody. We out of here. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Later, guys.